Welcome to the Basket Buds edition of the Athletic NBA Show podcast. I'm your host, Zach Harper. We got Josh Hustis, we got Jay King, we got Dave DeFore, and Andrew Schleck producing. Happy New Year. I don't know. What'd you guys do? Josh, you've got kids, right?
Yeah, I would show you, but I've got an indoor bounce house taking up 80% of my upstairs right now.
Okay.
A train set that's never turned off.
Yeah.
Indoor bounce house is dope, though.
It is dope. It's sick. He loves it, but it's like turn it on, jump on it for 5 minutes, get off. Okay, let's turn it off, and then 5 minutes later it's back on. It's not
if you're
great.
not watching us on YouTube, which you should be on our YouTube page, subscribed. The 1,000-yard stare that Josh gave as he said, "A train stop, a train set doesn't stop."
It's always on. I came upstairs to set up for this, and it was just on, and the train was on its side, just buzzing. It's like, what the hell is that noise? This just never stops moving.
When I used to get my cousin's kids gifts, I used to get whatever would annoy him the most.
Oh,
so whatever had like the most pieces to pick up, whatever had the most obnoxious sounds.
My wife got my son a recorder, a tambourine, and a harmonica.
Oh man!
Terrible idea.
Oh man! That's just wrong.
My nephew just turned 6. I am absolutely sending him a drum set soon. Like, dude, you just have to.
You're the worst kind of person.
Oh, absolutely.
Totally unrelated to the drum set thing, but
yeah, the worst that was just some analysis, some in-game analysis from Josh.
Just a reminder to all the listeners.
Jay, how was New Year's in OKC?
So I spent New Year's in San Antonio.
Oh, that's right.
And
then you got to
Celtics had a game, and the problem about the arena in San Antonio is that it's in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. So I got out of the arena at like 10:30. Getting an Uber was impossible. And so
please tell me you celebrated New Year's in the parking lot of the arena.
I celebrated New Year's walking back from the arena more than 3 miles through.
Are you kidding?
Shifty neighborhoods with Adam Himmelsbach of the Boston Globe.
Oh, that's
we ended up stopping at a Jack in the Box like a mile from the downtown area or the Riverwalk area and getting an Uber back. Yeah.
Wow, so you didn't even get to the horrible Riverwalk in time. That's one of the worst. I had a gummy bear shot. A gummy bear flavored like vodka shot on the Riverwalk back in like 2014, and I was like, okay, I'm never coming back here.
Well, it's because you had a gummy
Riverwalk
bear
was kind of crazy
vodka
though.
Shot.
It's terrible. Would you say the Riverwalk's great?
It was kind of crazy. I feel like everyone in that whole area of Texas just flocked to San Antonio for New Year's.
Awful. You should be able to spend it in the Alamo.
Just in the Alamo?
Yeah, just drinking in the Alamo. It should be like a big party in there. You know? Let's reverse the juju in there. Let's reverse the vibes in the Alamo. All right, we've got New Year's resolutions. We've got all kinds of stuff. Make sure you subscribe to The Athletic. Make sure you subscribe to The Bounce, our free newsletter that is about to come out this morning as we're recording. theathletic.com/thebounce. Be in your email inbox every damn day. But first, before we get to all that stuff, guys, all the stuff we were going to talk about, we have a trade. Trade season is open. OG Anunoby to the Knicks with Precious Achiuwa and San Diego State Aztecs legend Malachi Flynn going to the Raptors.
San Diego State. Nonsense.
Going to the Raptors is RJ Barrett, Emmanuel Quickley, and what I'm calling a soft launch of a first-round pick because it's the Pistons 2024 second-round pick, so we know it's going to be the 31st pick in the draft. So, guys,
I don't know. Don't sleep on the Wizards, man. Don't sleep on the Wizards.
No, I watched the Pistons end their streak, and then the next night gave up 47 points in the third quarter to the Rockets, a Rockets team that's good, but not good at scoring, and made them look like the Indiana Pacers. I think the Pistons are going to be right back down to earth. I think they're going to be okay. But, hey, congrats on
the Wingstop.
Really screwing up everyone's end of 2023 by winning a game. To these Raptors.
Off, didn't it?
Oh, my God. Josh, I made a dumb comment in the newsletter. You can get it at the Athletic. Bounce. I made a half-joking comment on November 21st that if the Pistons didn't beat the Wizards this coming week, they may not win again in 2023. And It was right up
buddy.
until the last damn
buzzer.
day. The buzzer. And it's like,
they almost
they
blew
traded
that game
OG.
though.
They tried to. They really tried to. They're like, well, they traded OG. They didn't have their full roster. It's Scotty Barnes and Pascal Siakam against the Pistons. You should have won that game.
Cade Cunningham is hell.
He's not, though. He's in hell.
I just had to get you started on Cade Cunningham.
I don't dislike Cade Cunningham. I'm just not going to make him a hero and build him a statue because 22 games into the losing streak, he decided, okay, enough's enough. We're winning in 6 games.
What's more stressful? A team that's on a 20-game win streak and the game might be slipping out of their hands, or a team that's on like a 20-game losing streak, they're winning and they can feel it slowly slipping away.
No, it's the losing.
What's more stressful?
It's the losing streak, because in the win streak, you're like, hey, man, all right,
20-1, pretty damn good.
Exactly. The
but
losing
21, but 0-21. Ouch.
And when you're the winning team, you're just probably going to go back to winning the next day. Whereas the losing team, you're just going to keep straight on losing all season. And it's the only time people care about you if you're the losing team. Nobody will care about the Pistons again the rest of the season. Nobody will care what Cade does. Nobody will care what Jaden Ivey does.
When
nobody
will
care what Monty Williams does.
Again, we're gonna be like, here we go.
That's gonna there's happen. No way, right?
Yes, absolutely.
No chance.
I guarantee
there's no way
they have another losing streak of 15.
There's no way. There's got to be some moves made in February that may help. Like, come on. There's no way they're just like, that's it. We're not going to make any moves. We're good.
Josh, I gotta remind
but
people.
They could go the other way. They could trade Bogdanovich. They could go the other way and start losing talent, and
just
then
get worse.
Yeah.
That's the thing people don't realize.
They're
not tanking this year. They're trying to win.
Winning. They're just not winning.
They're at 30 losses January 1st. 30. But congrats to the Pistons on breaking that losing streak. The OG trade. Is this a win-win? I know that's not a sexy take, but Jay, is this a win-win for both teams with RJ going home? Emmanuel Quickley is now their point guard, and OG, kind of the perfect 3-and-D guy, coming to New York, exactly what they need.
Yeah, I like this trade for both teams. I think there's a world where Quickley becomes the best player in this trade, or already is the best player in this trade.
Already is?
Quickley's really good. And he was behind Jalen Brunson. He's not that anymore. I think he's a great fit next to Scotty Barnes. If you look at all the on-off numbers, Quickley's always been fantastic.
I'm open to the idea that he could become the best player in the trade, even though I think it's tough. OG's absolutely currently the best player in the trade. That's not a knock on Quickley. Like, possible, OG's good.
I think it's possible in a different situation. Quickley is the point guard the Raptors need. He'll lift them more than OG was this season.
Yeah. How much do you think he's going to get to do with Siakam dribbling the life out of the ball?
Well, how much longer is Siakam going to be there? Are they going to keep Siakam?
That's a great question. That's a great question. No,
that's the next piece of this. And I think you just move Siakam, build around Scotty Barnes and Quickley, and start moving to the future right now. That present, the recent past is nothing to hold on to. And RJ Barrett, I don't love his game, but he's big, he's strong, he's athletic, he can get to the rim. Just with a little more understanding more understanding of what makes a good basketball shot for your team, not just for you. I think he could be pretty good. And then I love it for New York. Like,
yeah,
Quickley's really good. And there were definitely other teams that were sad to see him get traded somewhere else. But like, if you're going to move him, he didn't really fit next to Jalen Brunson in a playoff series because they're both too small. And OG, like, he's going to give space for Brunson. He's going to give space for Randall. He's going to give them a bigger, more physical defensive threat. And he's not going to do stupid stuff like RJ Barrett did repeatedly to sabotage your offense. So,
well,
I'm totally in on OG for them. And they also have more pieces to go and have another trade. This doesn't have to be it.
Yeah, no, they can go make other moves. Josh, let me ask you this about OG. He's someone who openly wants a bigger role on offense, right? Like he's like, and I think he sees. I think one, he's competitive and thinks he can do more, but two, I think he sees the money. Like Jeremy Grant just got 160 over 5, you know, like and OG's going to hit free agency. I don't think he's going to take his player option for next year. He's going to hit free agency, and he wants to show that he can score as well as be a 3-and-D guy. And I think he sees the money that's in there for him with that. Is New York the situation to do that? Like, I know RJ got a lot of opportunities in the offense, but I'm just wondering if OG offensively can be more than what we saw in Toronto in this Knicks situation.
Yeah, I think so. I think going off what Jay was saying, like in Toronto, you know, he had Siakam, right? Like he had some decent Scotty Barnes, decent players around him. But like now he's in New York where he's got Jalen Brunson, who's like, he's an elite playmaker right now. Like OG we saw last night, shoots the ball, gets downhill, whatever you need. So having Brunson be able to take some pressure, put some pressure at the rim and open up shots for OG. I don't think he had anything like that in Toronto. No, I think it's just going to be a little bit easier for him. Now he's also on, and my whole thing with this trade was Toronto is doing this for their future. I think New York sees themselves able to compete this year to win the East. I think that they were trying to look for that piece because who are the teams that they need to get by? Who are the teams that cause them problems in the East right now? Boston, right? Milwaukee, Miami, right? Those are like the biggest. I know that look. Those are the biggest threats, right? And who are their best players? Giannis, Tatum, Jimmy, and who's the guy that is going to guard all three of those guys?
OG, yeah.
OG, exactly. So I think that they were building to be able to compete now. Right. They've beat those teams. They've competed with those teams. I think they have a shot, and people love winners, man. And if OG is on a winning team, that only helps his contract situation, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you're in Toronto and you're playing well on an okay team, one thing, but to be on part of a team that is trying to win the East, that just helps. Yes, Jay.
I don't think he needs to worry about his contract. Isn't his agent Leon Rose's son?
It is, yeah, but it's also James Dolan.
It's a wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Right.
We got you.
Normally, I'd be like,
fair enough,
right? But it is James Dolan. You never
fair
know.
enough.
You got to give him a chance.
And I saw he wanted to be in New York. Like that was his whole. He wanted to be there. So yeah, I guess I don't think he's looking to go anywhere unless some team comes out of the woodwork and just blows New York out of the water with a contract. But
yeah,
I mean, I think this
seems unlikely.
I think this was big for New York. I think that they legitimately feel that they got a chance to compete for the East now.
Do you think they
OG to be able to guard those guys?
Like they feel that way, but do you think that they legitimately do have a chance now?
I don't know, man. I don't think so. I think it makes them better. I was looking at just his historic matchups with these guys. Like he does well on Tatum. Tatum's averaging less than 19 points a game on him in his career. But like Giannis is averaging 27 on OG in his career.
That's actually pretty good, keeping Giannis to 27. That's pretty good.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, he's usually well over 30. That's not bad. Man.
I think it makes them better. I just don't think that they have it. I think they've got good, like Randall's legit. DiVincenzo shooting the shit out of the ball. And Brunson's a killer, but Brunson's not. What did Becky Hammond say? He's not the 1A guy, not the 1A guy. She got hate for that, but is she wrong?
Historically, she's right. It's Isaiah and it's Steph. Like that's it.
Yeah, those are outliers, man. Those are Hall of Famers. Like that's
maybe
the exception is not the rule.
Not only that, historically, beyond being just taller than Jalen Brunson, the best player on a winning team is just better than Jalen Brunson. Like that's it. Like you normally you look top 3 player in the league.
And
you need an MVP type.
Historically, their number twos aren't Julius Randle. You know?
Ball stopper.
Yeah. Like it's just not a brand of basketball that I think you can believe in. I believe in Jalen Brunson. I just don't believe in Julius Randle.
For sure. But I look at the matchups. Like they go against Boston. Derek White is going to be a great defender on Brunson. Brunson's
to be able to throw Drew and Derek White at him.
Dude, it's going to be relentless.
Yeah. That's pretty impressive.
So,
all right, let's go to a New Year's resolution for a team or a player. Wait, first of all, Jay, what's your New Year's resolution?
For me personally,
yeah.
I don't wait until an arbitrary date to change my life.
Okay, when did you stop doing
guy?
your
Are you
resolution?
kidding me? You're that guy.
He's not that guy. He does the same. He doesn't change his life. Same thing day after day.
I started working out again a couple weeks ago. I'm about to get.
Yeah. When did you stop?
Fit. No, I just hit the gym right before this podcast.
Wow.
Woke up at 8:30.
What was the workout?
Lift in. I did 30 minutes on the bike, and then I did a lift.
Okay, so you wasted 30 minutes, and then you did a lift.
I was going hard on that bike, man. I'm ready.
It doesn't do anything. It's just to keep you loose. Josh, you're regimented. You've been an NBA player before. What's your New Year's resolution?
To be honest, I haven't thought a ton about it. I mean, I would just say, I would say,
get rid of that fucking train set.
It's gonna disappear here soon. I would say for me, like I spent, like, in my entire first 30 years of my life working out almost constantly, and then I retired, and I was like, I'm not doing that shit again.
Yeah.
Like, and I
Welcome
think
to hell, Josh.
I feel you.
Yeah,
I feel you.
right. And now I think I'm getting to the point where I'm like, feeling it a little bit more. I can't just.
You're trying to make a
25, man. No, absolutely not. There's a city league here.
I think we just announced a Josh Eustace comeback to the NBA.
Oh, Jesus.
Or maybe China. Maybe go to China.
Or you could play in Philippines with Dwight.
We got to talk about that off recording. But I don't know, man. I'm 32 now. Things just don't work in my body the way they used to without like maintaining them. So I hurt my back
2 weeks ago moving a nightstand.
Dude,
like trying to put a nightstand into someone's SUV, and it ruined my next 2 weeks. Like ruined.
It's a common occurrence for me to wake up and my neck just hurt. Like sleeping gets me sore.
Oh my God, yeah. Sleep the wrong way one night, your month is over. It's absolutely over.
I don't even have to wait till I sleep. I just lay down and I'm like, oh man, I just pulled something.
Ah, shit.
I don't want to get in shape. I just want to get big arms again. So I'm doing nothing
again.
I'm doing nothing but bicep curls. Yeah. Yeah, there was a time where
did Zach have big arms?
In my
Jay's look is kind of like
in my early 20s. I'll find a picture. In my early 20s, like I was ripped.
I can't wait to see it.
But I just want arms now. I'll be fat. I don't care. I just want big arms. That's what I've decided.
Get the Desmond Bain.
Yeah, nothing but no, I have long arms, so it's not going to look like I'm not.
I bet Desmond Bain has longer arms than you.
He's taller than me, but he has a bigger wingspan. My wingspan's way longer than his.
What is your wingspan?
6'3", I think. I'm 6 feet tall.
So you're guessing.
Well, I don't remember last time I measured it, but I know it was a few inches taller or wider than I am tall.
I'm a -4 wingspan. No,
Jesus, Jay.
-4.
Well, -4.
Is that possible?
I'm like Luke Kennard to the 10th power, man. It's bad.
But is that possible, man?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Like
I never knew why I was bad at basketball. I never knew why I was bad at basketball until first day of my freshman year. They did measurements freshman year in college, and I was like, "Oh, that explains a lot. That really explains a lot."
All right. New Year's resolution for a player or a team. Jay, what do you got?
I want OKC to go out and get an upgrade. I want them to go out and be super aggressive. They got tons of pieces. They don't have to wait for another year. They're ready to win in the playoffs right now if they get an upgrade. And so I'm looking at Lauri Markkanen. I want them to get a 4, not just an upgrade. I want them to get like a power forward type where Chet can still be the center. They can still play small. They can still prioritize being athletic, getting to the cup, having a lot of guys who can do a lot of things, put the ball on the floor, score.
I tell you that Danny Ainge is demanding no fewer than 5 first-round picks for Lauri Markkanen.
Okay. So if Lauri Markkanen does not work out,
hold on, I'm saying Danny Ainge says it's going to take 5 picks. We know OKC has the picks, right? Like they've got 1,000 picks in the next 6 drafts.
I'm not giving 5 picks for Lauri Markkanen.
But what if like some of them are protected? Some of them might turn.
Moving on to the next target. It should be on OKC's terms. This should not be like where they're just getting their held hostage for this. No. They don't have to be super duper aggressive right now and sell out.
Dave just dropped this in the chat. I agree with Dave. I think they need more of like a traditional 5 and move Chet to the 4.
Agreed.
I think it's hard to play 5 out. Like Lauri's he's not a big like that, and Chet wants to play on the perimeter more. So like
Lauri's like a
7-5 out
small forward, right?
That
like,
5 out I think is a little crowded. I think they need a guy who can live in the dunker spots or the high post, like a Jarrett Allen. You get Chet downhill, Shea down, like you get these guys downhill, and you got him for a little drop off, right? And Jarrett's mobile enough that they can still. It doesn't hurt their like small ball, speedy way they try to play. They don't need a big lumbering big. They need somebody athletic that can keep up with the pace of the game, but not take up another spot on the perimeter.
What if I tell you Clint Capella is available for 2 first-round picks?
That's some crazy rim protection. Man. That's some crazy rim protection, but 2 first-round picks is a lot.
What if one of those first-round picks is protected and likely becomes 2 seconds?
Maybe.
Then you're in?
Maybe. Because think about that. You get downhill, like you see Clint Capella and Chet in the paint. But I do like Jarrett Allen better, of course.
The listeners can't
Schlecht is in the chat. Hell no, letter by letter.
Schlecht is in on this deal completely.
I haven't seen somebody so excited about a deal ever.
Oh my
Look at
God.
this guy.
Yeah.
What about going after Okongwu? Forget Capella.
Well, that I think it takes a lot of picks.
Yeah, they have tons. Okay.
What if I tell you?
What about Pascal Siakam? What about Pascal Siakam?
But what is
that?
that?
Same issue. Same issue. You're still looking at 5 out. Yeah, you're still looking at 5
I like
out.
the 5 out for
them. High post and the dunk. Really?
There's a certain point. Look, I know they've had success in the last couple of weeks in the regular season against Denver. It's going to be different. Like, you can't go no bulk against Jokic in a playoff series.
They need a big body that can take the beating for 7 games.
He'll foul Chet. It doesn't matter how good Chet is right now. He'll foul Chet out so quickly in that series. He just will. Like, it's just going to be a different animal than what we see in the regular season. And I think that they have the talent level to compete with Denver in a playoff series. But you do need someone just to lean on Jokic for 18, 20 minutes of that game every time.
No.
That's a dude that's a dude that's going to punish.
I love that we disagree entirely here on how to move the Thunder forward.
What's interesting is all of this.
All my names were
none of this is
realm.
None of this is fueled by how good Shea is or how good Jalen Williams is. None of this is fueled by that. It's fueled by something else for Jay.
What? Huh?
It's fueled by this is simply you loving Chet. It's not believing in Shea or anybody else. It's simply you loving
Shea's
Chet.
Amazing. Shea is amazing. I think
Laurie.
he was number 2 on my MVP ballot when I had to do it for Bontemps' thing. Shea was number 2. He's amazing.
Weird. I don't.
This is because Shea is ready to win right now. This is why I would give them more pieces. That's why I would be aggressive going after somebody.
That's what it is. Josh, what is your New Year's resolution for a team or a player?
This is a dual one. They go hand in hand. It's for the Rockets and Şengün.
Oh,
I think I'm all in on Şengün. I know, Jay, you like him too. Who doesn't like?
Yeah, no,
Alfie?
he's good. He's so good.
Ridiculous. And I think what they've got like a potential top big in the league. Like potential one of the top players in the league, I think. Yeah. I mean, you look at Jokic, obviously Jokic is the top of the mountain.
Like, how many centers do you think are better than him? Right? I mean, it's Jokic, it's Embiid.
It's those two, I think.
Maybe. Well, in the regular season, it's Bam. Bam kind of fades a little bit in the postseason. But even that's probably close. I just think the defense, man. Like Bam's so good.
The defense is a huge difference.
I would probably put
Gobert over him. I'd probably put Gobert over him the way he's played this year too.
Really?
Yo,
just defensively, Gobert's been
tough.
Outrageous.
Yeah.
You can't ignore how good he's been offensively.
Oh, I'm not. I just think Gobert has been the best defender in the league.
I just think that like the Rockets have a unique opportunity here. They've got a guy, and I'm not saying obviously Jokic is an outlier. He's elite. Yeah. He's a different level. They got an opportunity here to have a version of that on their team.
Even if he maxes out at like 75% of what Jokic is, that's an incredible.
And he can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's 21 points a game, 9 rebounds, and like more than 5 assists now. Like the guy, like I think Houston has a real crazy opportunity.
What's fun about him too is like you can tell like he's had flashes of this, but you can tell the confidence is building into like a none of you fuckers can guard me.
Exactly.
Kind of attitude. You know, like he's realizing he can manipulate the matrix. Yeah, like
right.
Like you can see that starting to form with each like week of him. Like, none of this is going away.
Yeah. He's what, 21
maybe. Yeah.
Young, right? So they have an opportunity to develop him and develop their offense around him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they need to start working towards that. And then going off of that, his resolution needs to be he's got to start averaging a double-double.
Mm-hmm.
He's at 9 rebounds. And I think he can get to 7-8 assists a game. But then again, it's going to come back to them running their offense through him. He is the best player on the Rockets, right?
Yeah.
He is.
Easily.
Yeah. And I think that they can take a little bit of a blueprint from how Denver runs their offense through Jokic and do somewhat of the same thing. But I don't think it's not obviously Jokic is Jokic.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a time when I remember watching a little broadcast when Jokic got put in the end of a Denver game and scored, and the announcer said, "Oh man, everybody's getting points today." Like that's a real thing that happened. He was drafted during a Taco Bell commercial.
Yeah.
It was like who's going to start, Nurkic or Jokic, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, who do you build around? And they chose poorly. They chose poorly. Now, I don't know, man. Nurk's pretty good.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it even stunned the new coaching staff there a little bit, just how good Şengün is.
Yeah,
and just how valuable he could be to an offense. So, like, when they came into this season, I don't think they were thinking we need to build everything around this guy.
No.
Whereas
it was
now
Jalen Green,
it's probably time to shift that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's time for a change, right? Mm-hmm. And everything they need to run. They called like a Zoom action, like Denver runs, right? Where they just have him at the top of the key and he gets the choice. Go right, go left, handoff, pick and roll, whatever he wants to do. And catch it at the high post, run a horns action, screen. Like he can do all those things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I think that it's going to be interesting to see if they make that adjustment going forward. See what happens.
My resolution is going to be for you and Jay.
Oh,
not for the players.
Oh God,
not for the teams.
Let's go.
It's our team. Right. It's for our team, guys.
It's a team.
Legally a team, you know. I just want you guys to it smacked around a little bit last night. Just want you guys to open your minds to the Miami Heat. Just open your minds to the Miami Heat. This is someone that you're very reluctant to accept. Jay denies them every year until it's too late. Josh, I can sense the attitude with you. You don't like people believing in the Heat, or you don't like me believing in the Heat. I'm just saying
the latter.
Don't. I'm just saying
you could believe in the Celtics, and I would go against the Celtics.
I do believe in the Celtics. I believe they're going to lose the Heat. I think
you called them frauds moments before we started recording this.
That's not fair. No, that's not fair. I said them versus the Thunder tonight is the fraud bowl. It's bowl season. I just said it to piss Josh. Josh is so mad. Josh is so mad that I had the Thunder as a top 5 team in the power rankings. Like he got mad at me for having them top 5.
What are you talking? When?
I don't know. You sent me some DM or something. I don't know. I wasn't really paying attention.
Oh no! It was you ranked someone ahead of OKC after they had just lost to OKC the night before.
But the rankings had come out that morning.
Right, but then
the morning of the game.
But then OKC won.
Yeah. Well, the Pistons beat the Raptors. I'd still put the Raptors over the Pistons.
You're a walking contradiction.
It's not true. It's not true. We'll see what they.
Are we really going to say? Today. Are we really going to say that the Pistons and the Raptors is the same as comparing Minnesota and OKC?
If you think the Pistons and the Thunder are on the same level, that's up for you, Josh. I don't know. Like that's not. I'm not saying that one way or another. Okay, that's a weird conversation for you want to get into. I'm just saying, open your hearts up to
Here's
Jimmy
my
Butler, to Jaime Jaquez, to
Duncan. You don't have to tell
our
me
hearts are open to Jaime Jaquez.
You don't
Why
need
not
to tell
Jimmy?
me that.
Why don't you like Jimmy, Josh? Why?
I never said I don't like Jimmy. I did not say I don't like Jimmy.
You don't think
what bothers me about
your in the East?
These are all folks. This is all things that I've never said that I did not say. My problem with you liking the Heat, and I said this before we started recording, is that the Heat could go out and lose 10 games in a row, and Zach will come on the next day and say, "See, this is all part of their strategy. They purposely lose these games to make everybody lose faith in them. And now watch, here they come."
What did you say?
No, what I said is unimportant.
Oh, you brought up what I said. I'll tell you what you said. You said
you won't get a single person to back up that I actually said this.
Is never wrong about the Heat.
This is zero. I don't remember. I don't remember that.
See,
I don't know.
I hope that train set fucking lives in that upstairs forever. Okay. I hope it never stops. We're gonna find. I'm gonna send a pallet of batteries to your house, whatever that thing runs on. I just want you guys to open up your hearts to the Heat. Okay, that's all. I just want you to recognize that they're just because they were in the play-in tournament last year doesn't mean they're a play-in team.
I will say this: the Heat are great. Jaime Jaquez and what he's done has changed the way I view them. Because I thought they lost enough talent off last year's team that I was like, you know what? I'm not sure that they have enough this year. They do. Jaquez is very good. Jaquez is super helpful. Spoelstra's
I don't really. If I'm being honest about, I don't really like their guard rotation right now. So I think they need somebody. They need to go get somebody. Any other resolutions that you guys can think of? Trades that need to happen. I do want the Knicks to trade Julius Randle. I know he just killed the Timberwolves, but I would feel so much better about this team. I don't even know for who, and I'm not even saying to do it at the deadline. I think this summer, if they max out in the second round again, I think it's time.
I feel like they still have another big trade left in them. That wasn't.
They got the pieces for it, man.
You don't get OG Anunoby and think this is our team.
Yeah,
like that.
But I also don't think. I mean, maybe they do make a deal before the deadline. I also don't think they need to look at it as that they have to do it before. So I think you can get OG, see how he adapts, see then going into the summer. All right, now what other gaps do we have to fill, or what changes do we have to make to get this team to the next level? I don't think there's any kind of urgency here for the Knicks to like panic through into a second deal here. I think let OG breathe a little bit for the rest of the season, re-sign him, and then see what you got.
Yeah. Yep.
Because I do think he'll be. I mean, I think he'll be a monster for that team. He's gonna be so good. All right, let's go out of this episode with our top 5 teams going into 2024. Josh, would you like to start?
Are we doing this in any particular order, or are we just throwing out?
Just throw. You know what? As someone who does rankings every week, let me tell you, I don't.
Folks.
I don't feel. All right, we'll see what you think after today. I don't think we need to put them in any particular order.
Okay.
The top 5 is just.
Let's go in general. Yeah. All right. It's got to start with Boston.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Gus. I have Boston, Denver, OKC, Minnesota, and Milwaukee.
OKC third, huh?
OKC,
Yeah,
but maybe
I
fourth
like
or
it.
fifth. Who knows?
I like it. That's
OKC
my 5.
third.
You said not even necessarily in a particular order.
Yeah.
But I like him at 3.
Would you like him at 2?
No.
Do you think the best team in the West?
No. I still believe in Denver.
Yeah.
In the West. I still believe in Denver in the West. They've missed Jamal for a number of games. And I mean,
Gordon was out.
I feel like you can't overvalue how important it is to just have been there before and to just know how to do it. You know what I mean? So I don't bet against
OKC should be
Denver
3. I
in the
agree.
West. That's why I'm saying they're not above Denver.
Jay, what about you?
What?
I think the Clippers are in there for me.
Also haven't been there.
They're not my number 1, but they're in there for me.
Jay, I want yours in order. I want yours in order.
Boston 1.
Okay.
Denver 2.
Okay.
Clippers 3.
Clippers 3.
Wow.
Clippers 3. I mean, this is not about just what's happened so far. I kind of believe in the Clippers. I kind of believe in the Clippers again. I don't want to believe in the Clippers, but I do, man.
You saw Mason Plumlee back in the rotation. You said I can't deny them anymore.
And the whole Kawhi thing is concerning. It's concerning. But
he looked good last night.
Yeah,
he looked real good last night after a little time off.
And then where am I?
You said Clippers 3.
Clippers 3.
Yeah.
Milwaukee 4.
Still no Minnesota, huh?
Wow.
OKC 5.
No Minnesota in the top 5 at all.
So here's my thing with Minnesota. They have been unquestionably a top 5 team so far. But if I'm looking to the playoffs, I think their offense isn't good enough. I think their defense will be compromised to some extent because of the way that teams will attack the front court of Towns and Gobert. And so I'm just not sold on them as a playoff team.
Were we doing all the way that far forward, or were we just going into the new year our top 5 teams?
It's ambiguous. However you want to do it.
Yeah, we just no rules.
All right, no rules, just fun.
I put the Clippers.
Let's hear it, Zach.
All right,
he's already backing down off his Clippers.
I hate it.
Of course it is.
It's been 2 minutes.
Yeah. Boston's obviously there. Denver's obviously there. OKC is obviously there. I would probably have to put. I don't believe in Philly. I don't think I'm going to believe in Minnesota playoff. I think it's one game, and I don't want to put too much into it. But you saw some of the concerns you would have in a playoff series against New York. You know, like that end in New York, it was just like, man, bad shot, couldn't quite stop him. Like it, I can see that being a preview of the postseason for the Wolves. So, Milwaukee's going to be in there. I need one more. God, who could I put as that one more team? I guess Miami, guys. I guess
being
the
a
Heat.
dick.
I guess
I
the
knew
Heat.
it.
Yeah, I guess I would just have to go with the Heat.
Yeah,
conference finalists 3 of the last 4 years, NBA finalists 2 of the last 4 years. Yeah, I guess I would just have to, go with the Heat. Do you want me to read that long thing on the court, that poem they've got on the court, that dissertation that they've got on the court for you, Josh? I'm going to send that to you in a voice note every day. I want you to wake up to that.
I will block your number.
Hey, we want to know your guys' stuff, your guys' top 5 teams, your New Year's resolutions in the comments. Go ahead and leave a comment on the YouTube page. Make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube page. Make sure you're subscribed to The Athletic, the best coverage of sports on the internet. You can catch all of Jay's Celtics coverage as they march towards another matchup with the Heat in the postseason. Make sure you are checking out the power rankings. Make sure you're checking out The Bounce, theathletic.com/thebounce, our free newsletter from myself and Shams Charania every morning in your email inbox. For Josh, for Dave, for Schlecht, for Jay, I'm Zach. You want to keep it locked on The Athletic NBA Show.